Happy Sunday morning to you all. It's, so what is it today? The 20th, September 20th, I believe. Sunday, I know that much. I'm headed out for my breakfast meetup, weekend little meet with the boys and sit around, catch up on the last few weeks of what's going on. I haven't seen them in a while. And the weather is just phenomenal this morning. Clear sky, light breeze, about maybe 10 miles an hour, 67 degrees. It's just phenomenal out here. Unfortunately, it's not going to last. We've got Tropical Storm Beta rolling in. It's due to start giving us some rain bands around noon today. It's 8:45 in the morning now. So this is going to be my last dry ride on the Ryker or any of the bikes for a few days. The weather forecast is calling for around 20 inches of rain in the coastal areas and somewhere between 8 and 12 inches of rain inland, here from where I am. So, oh goody. So I'm going to take this over, go to breakfast first. I'll take it over to the warehouse and swap out for my truck because it's got 10 plus inches of ground clearance. So if I have to go trudging through any high water, then I'd rather do it in the truck than this or one of the bikes. So I'll be trucking it for a couple days. But, oh my God, the weather is just phenomenal this morning. Oh yeah, just hold on 1 second. All these people that park on the streets around here, man, it's a real problem. They've got empty driveways, but they park in the streets. So you've only got one car width to get through the center in most cases like this. And with all the pedestrians and bicyclists in the neighborhood, it's a hazard, to say the least. Love this weather. It's amazingly dry out here this morning. I don't know what the humidity is, but it's got to be below 40%. It's really dry. And cool and crisp. And oh my God, I love it. Too bad it's not going to last. So I mainly brought the Ryker home yesterday to give my toddler a ride around the neighborhood. She really likes riding motorcycles. This is one of the only ones that I can put her on and feel relatively safe with her, because she sits here in front of me, kind of on my lap against the hump, and then she'll reach forward and she'll hold on to the handlebars or kind of grip the tank or whatever. But my arms are around her, and if she were to start to slide off, all I've got to do is clinch in and I got her. But she rides really well. The problem is she always falls asleep on the rides, and until she gets out of that habit, there's no way I would ever put her on the back of a scooter or motorcycle or even the Ryker, because there's no way to strap her in. She's just going to be a sack of potatoes. It's cute though, because she just gets such a kick out of riding on the bikes. And I'll wait until we've got an empty, clear stretch of road, and I won't go real fast, but I'll hammer the throttle and accelerate real hard, and she just screams and laughs. And, she just has a great old time. She does. 3, 2, 1, go! And she just has a blast. But then after a couple of minutes, I don't think she ever lasts more than maybe 5 minutes, 10 maybe at the outside. But I'll see her head bobbing down. She's trying to lay her head down on this. Can't be comfortable with all the bumps. So I'll try to coax her back awake and started heading back to the house. I just travel around in the neighborhood, so I'm not more than a couple blocks from home. But trying to balance a toddler on top here, or hold her with one arm to keep her head from banging around, and a little tricky. But she wakes up later and is like, "Ride? Let's go for a ride. Motorcycle? Motorcycle?" She loves it. That's why I had to put the original exhaust back on there too, because the Two Brothers was just obnoxious. So freaking loud. I couldn't even stand it. People that I rode with were like, "Really? It's loud." My office mate, business partner, I left the building. We're up on the 3rd floor, and I pull away from the building. He calls me a few minutes later and goes, "Oh my God, was that you? How can you stand to ride that thing? That is ridiculous." Yeah, I concur. So that exhaust had to go. Make somebody a really good deal on it if you want it. It's pretty much brand new. I have 800 miles on it or something like that. Still clean, fresh, no problems with it. It just started to get a nice bluing to the stainless steel in the can. But I can't use it. It's too loud for me. Traffic today, but I'll go ahead and get over here in the HOV and get away from all the 90-mile-an-hour crazy cagers. So I don't know if I've given an update on the Hunter Cub situation. I remember mentioning in one of my vlogs that probably hasn't been posted yet. The Hunter Cub was announced on September 3rd for the U.S. market, and I reserved mine a few days later, but I had already missed the front of the line. My dealer didn't tell me that it had been released or announced, and I didn't see the Honda website. Didn't get any emails, didn't get anything. The website was a tickler on it, letting everybody know, hey, it's here. It's supposed to be here in November. Anyway, so my dealer already had a reservation or two ahead of me, so I shopped around all over the Houston area, greater Houston area, as far out as like Beaumont. And I found a place that was taking pre-orders, and I got first in line there. And it's a powerhouse dealer, so they should be one of the first few to get one. And then my dealer called me the next day and said, "Hey, sorry about the mix-up, and we went ahead and moved your money over to the next one that we get. So it won't be the first one; it'll be the next one." So that's okay. But now I've got two Cubs, or two Hunter Cubs, Trail Cubs, whatever, Trail 125s. So one of them is going to go to a riding buddy of mine, Adrian. We just completed a 2,000-mile trip on our Super Cubs up to Arkansas and Missouri, and he is real keen on getting one of the Trail Cubs. So he'll just take over one of those, and away we go. Anyway, I'm here. It's breakfast time. I'm going to eat and go swap this out at the warehouse before the deluge begins in a few hours. So, catch y'all later. Okay, well, breakfast is done, and I am headed over to the warehouse now to swap for the truck and prepare for the deluge. It's already starting to get cloudy and windy here, so the bug is on its way. The storm is coming. You stay on your side, buddy. Ah, come on. Come on. Oh, I'm going. I don't care. Okay, I've never seen that before. What is this, an old Saturn little crossover wagon thingy, and it's got a spoiler at the top of the rear window. That's different. Doesn't look bad, it's just odd. Wonder how that mounts, if that's factory or aftermarket. Different. Anyway, yeah, so I need to finish my prep on this bike. It's going to have to wait now a couple of days for the weather to get a little bit better. And I'm going to order up the full rear fender for this guy. I can't see it from where I'm sitting. I'll order the rear fender. That way when I've got the rear wheel off of it, I can drill out the rivets that are holding it in place, put the new full fender in there, and then mount up the rear wheel when I'm done. Take care of two things at once. Actually, three things at once, because it'll kind of help to have the rear wheel out of the way to do the rear shock, because you got to mess around with the lower linkage. So that means the exhaust has got to come back off of there, or a bunch of shit. So I'll do that whole job at once and take care of everything, get this thing ready for the Arkansas trip. So that should be an interesting trip. It's getting toward the end of October, so the weather should be cool at night. That makes for good camping weather. Hopefully we'll be blessed with good weather for that trip, not be slogged down in rain. Arkansas in the later part of the fall tends to be a little wet, so we'll find out. I hope the trip is good though, because that'll be Nick's first time out there, from what he tells me. It sucked to get out there and everything's just rained up, soggy and wet. Those roads aren't any fun at all in the rain. It is the opposite of fun. Pucker factor in every single corner because they're off camber and kind of slick asphalt in some spots. Definitely cannot enjoy yourself out there when the roads are wet. Our plan is to rally up in Oklahoma City area where he lives. I'll probably stay a night at his place, and then we get out early in the morning, and we'll head down to southern Oklahoma, and we'll take the Talamina Drive all the way into the park. And the f*** on your side. Pardon my language. Always be wary of these cagers, man. They don't pay attention. They don't give a flaming you know what. They're in their big cage on their cell phones. They don't care. Anywho, so we'll take the Talamina Drive into the park and camp there for some different days. Once we get camp set up, we'll be headed to the Dragon and a few other good roads. We're just going to reference the paper maps, probably. I'll bring my Butler maps of the Arkansas Ozarks and stuff, and we'll just look for the twistiest routes possible and go ride them, have fun. I sent him a pack of maps and travel aids and stuff like that for Route 66 and Texas Hill Country and the Ozarks a month or so back. So I don't know if he's looking at those maps and doing the same thing I am, but that's always the more fun way to plan these rides, if you can, is get a paper map and look at it, because you can see everything all in one shot. You're not on a little screen on your phone or even on a computer and trying to pan the map around and find the twisty ones. It's so much easier to just look at it and go, oh yeah, that's not a straight line. That is the way I want to go. And with the Butler maps, they've got their G1, G2, Gold 1, Gold 2 standards, whatever. And the gold ones, the G1s, are the best motorcycle roads. They've got either the most scenic option or the most twisted turns, the most engaging for motorcycle riding, which also corresponds to people that have sports cars. If you've been searching for an entertaining place to take your sports car, like a little Porsche or Miata or anything that handles really good in the twisties, look for motorcycle roads. Great fun. You just have to be really careful in a car because you've got that extra width, and you don't want to go hang in your corners over the double yellow because you might take out a motorcyclist. So you gotta be careful. I used to drive a lot of those twisty routes in my sports cars in years past. Telemeter drive was a fun one in my M5. Never did take any of my Porsches or my Miatas or anything like that out to some of those places. I wish I had. I don't have any sports cars right well. I do. I might get another fun little go-kart with a sports car. Cruising some country roads looking for good twisties. Temperatures actually dropped even more since this morning when I left. It's probably low 60s right now. It's fairly chilly. Feels good, but it's getting chilly. All the cold air, north winds and stuff are being pulled in by this tropical depression. More fuel for the storm. Warm air coming in from the Gulf, cold air coming in from the north. Gonna set up over Houston here for a few days and dump rain on us. These holes are getting worse. That thing is huge. I think that's the one that might have killed my right front wheel on my Accord. I can't think of anywhere else that I hit a really nasty pothole. I've hit that one once or twice. It's an unfortunate incident. Okay, can he reach it in his pocket without digging it completely out? Nope. At least need to get the hand in the pocket. Ugh. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, I have arrived. Go back and look at my stripe. I'm just gonna roast this rear tire off until it's gone. I need to get it changed, but hey, might as well have fun with it while I have it. Okay then, I've arrived. It's time to do the swaparoo, park this monkey and get the truck. So I will catch up with you all hopefully soon and try to get a bunch of my ride series posted. Some of the stuff is getting so far back now I can barely remember what's what, so I got to rewatch all the footage and figure out where I was and what was going on and what's usable. So anyway, thanks for tagging along, everybody.